Both animal and plant proteins are healthy and can be incorporated into a healthy diet. The diet as a whole is much more important than the individual food, said Swisher. It is recommended to vary types of protein, especially if choosing plant proteins to ensure nutritional adequacy and take into account the other nutrients consumed with protein foods, he added. Aim to include less frequently processed protein types such as sausage, bacon, deli meat, and processed plant-based meat alternatives. Consume more fresh seafood proteins and avoid frying and breading them. Eat more nuts, seeds, and beans, legumes, and Swisher recommended. I remember back in 2015-ish, once I got off of my juice fast, I wanted to go plant-based. Right. I wanted to go plant-based and I didn't do any research. Right. I'm just like, plant-based because I'm just like, okay, meat is bad. Meat is bad. Plants are good. One, because I've been drinking or consuming plants one way or another, plants and vegetables. Say plants and vegetables, fruits and vegetables. I'm sorry. Fruits and vegetables through, juicing and smoothies and stuff like that. And, I was at a time when I was researching, I would say a lot, but not in depth. Maybe like the first article I would see. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. And plant-based was one of them, right? And you started to see all the different chemicals and different things like that. They were feeding the animals that we were then consuming once we, ate chicken or steak or whatever. So I'm on 10, high paranoid or whatever. And I remember going to the store, and when I came home, I threw what I bought in the garbage because it wasn't until then when I started to look at the ingredients of what was in it. And I felt so bad because why didn't I do the research prior to going to the store? I don't know, just moving fast, just impulsive. And it had so many ingredients and I just really threw it out. Like I did not eat it. It was, let's just say some, plant-based or meatless chicken or something like that on that regards, or some ground beef or plant-based ground beef alternative, whatever. And I threw it out because it's like, why does this have so many ingredients? Why is the literature or kind of the narrative to push plant-based down our throats? No pun intended, and don't eat meat, but yet you can see so many more chemicals that it takes to make this product. I don't know, but that goes back into the power of doing your research, right? In which I did not do. So I can come to you today and tell you, make sure you do your research. It can save you some money. Back to the article. Eating plants is objectively healthier than eating animals, but research shows that the Mediterranean diet, which has plants as its foundation and also includes lean protein sources and seafood, reigns supreme, said Cohen, adding diversity is best. The Mediterranean diet emphasizes whole fruits, vegetables, and grains and includes a moderate amount of seafood while limiting dairy products and red meats. There are also other benefits to switching some of your protein intake from processed foods or meats to plants. Increasing plants in the diet improves the diversity of your microbiome, which has tons of benefits we know about already, including improving your immune system and keeping your GI system humming, said Cohen. Environmentally, animal protein is also responsible for twice as much of the greenhouse gas emissions as plant foods, not to mention the questionable quality of meat coming out of commercial feedlots, Cohen added. The bottom line, at the end of the day, proteins are all the same. They're made up of amino acids, and your body can't make them all on its own. So you'll have to consume something in order to get them. You can get all the amino acids you need from either plants or meats. The main differentiating factor is what else is included in those foods besides the proteins. Meats will have all of the amino acids you need, but they're likely to contain unhealthy fats and they don't have any fiber. Eating a variety of plants will get you all 20 amino acids, but you'll have to consume more plants pound for pound in order to get the same amount of protein. This can involve taking in more carbs. On the whole, eating a wide variety of foods, and especially whole unprocessed foods, seems to achieve the healthiest balance. So I really like this article entitled plant versus animal protein, which is on healthline.com. And I will have this article written in the description. And I like this because it breaks it down very simple. They had 5 topics: why your body needs protein, plant versus animal protein and how they compare, which protein is better for muscle gain, which protein is better for weight loss, and which is better for overall well-being. And this covered all the topics and covered all the questions that I had in regards to plant-based versus animal-based protein and which is better. And to answer that question, it looks like the Mediterranean diet. And that's because it's a healthy combination of both plant, both animal protein. And if you can make majority of your diet plant-based, not so much plant-based, but including plants. Let me rephrase that. If you can include more plants than what you are right now, in addition to your foods, in addition to your meats, then it's a win-win. It's a win-win because you're getting the fiber and you're also getting your meats, as far as your proteins, as far as through your meats. Your proteins through your meats. And if you can look at your diet right now and can make those adjustments, how well off will you be in the future? How well off will you be tomorrow? That's still considered the future, right? Because we're all in this to achieve success in our fitness goals. You know, if your fitness goal is to lose weight, if your fitness goal is to gain weight, if your fitness goal is to gain muscle, you know what you need? You need protein. So let me know in the comments what protein that you take. What's your best source of protein? And if you take protein powder or include protein powder as a supplement, then let me know what your preferred brand that you like or your flavor. Let me know.